another lump sum deduction order where they're taking £72 on 14 pence a week out of my bank account. So I emptied my bank account and left 17 pence in there. So they went in my other bank account and took it out there. Wow. They've just got astronomical powers to do as they please.
Matthew, CMS abuse. Financial, emotional, systemic, part 3.
And what I find annoying with the CMS is they don't believe you unless there's a court order or agreement with the other parent in place. Now, for me personally to get a court order, as you probably know, it's £2,000 to £3,000 with a solicitor.
Yeah.
Now, surely both parents should be ordered to pay for that court order, which would encourage, if one parent wasn't telling the truth, for them to tell the truth, knowing there's a financial burden going to be placed on them, or would encourage parents to agree. Why is that expenditure, and quite a vast amount of money, being left for one particular person to pay?
I think that the whole family court thing is a complete racket. I've talked to quite a few fathers out there who've gone through very similar things. Also, small charities and agencies that help and support men, and they've all come to the same conclusion. This is about extracting fathers specifically from children, and then charging the fathers through the family courts. Obviously, lawyers, barristers, judges, the court time itself, so that they're financially benefiting from that. And then you're ushered over into the next department, which is the CMS, where they can start.
Yes, exactly.
For 18 years. It's complete. Supposedly you're not allowed to say anything because this is about protecting children under the Children Act 1989. But it doesn't seem like that, does it?
Protecting themselves, basically.
Exactly.
That's all. Yep. So I'm stuck in the system now, and I am trying my best to get them to believe me. Mandatory reconsideration after mandatory reconsideration, rejection after rejection. I opened an email which was headed courtorders@barclays.com. And it said, we're under instruction from Child Maintenance Services. Bearing in mind, I've never paid a single penny direct pay because I have my children 50% of the time, and I go above and beyond for my children.
Yeah, cool.
I received this email, courtorders@barclays.com. We are under instruction, lump sum deduction order, effectively. They removed £5,000 out of my account.
Wow.
And they said, you should have been notified of the Child Maintenance Services intentions to do this. This is the 12th of January. The letter from the Child Maintenance Services arrived on the 16th, 4 days after the money had been removed.
Right. I wonder if that was an accident or purpose. I wonder.
Well, when I phoned them up, I did have this out with them, and they said the letter was posted out on the 11th. Fully understand that, but you know the postal service nowadays. You can post something without one day. It's not guaranteed it's there the next day, is it? But bear in mind, if I remember correctly, I think the 11th was Thursday or Friday. So at the end of the week, the weekend hadn't arrived. So anyway, and also attached to that lump sum deduction order was another lump sum deduction order where they're taking £72 on 14 pence a week out of my bank account. So I emptied my bank account and left 17 pence in there. So they went in my other bank account and took it out there. They've just got astronomical powers to do as they please.
One, they can see what you're earning at any time. Any bank account with your name in it, they can look right in there and they know exactly how much you've got in there at any time.
All my trading life, I've been a sole trader. Yeah. So I'm not employed, I'm self-employed. I've got 3 businesses. So out of my 3 businesses, I may take home X amounts into my family home. The rest gets left in the businesses. But as a sole trader, all that is classed as my income. And on HMRC's records, that is what they look at. Gross. So I might only take 30% of that into my household as an income, and the rest you leave as cash flow in your business, overheads, etc. But they don't take that into consideration. They don't even take into consideration your own overheads, personal, when making payments. For instance, you remortgage. The first thing they ask you is monthly outgoings, any debts you've got, etc., and find out what your monthly disposable income is that you can afford to pay for a mortgage. Child Maintenance Services do not take any of that into consideration, and it leaves them in poverty.
No, it's nothing to do with poverty, is it? Because if it was to do with poverty, how is making fathers or paying parents, putting them in poverty, helping children? Because surely if you can't pay for a roof over your head...
Because it's not about helping children. It's a money-making scheme. It's a business.
Absolutely. It's really...
There was no Section 33, subsection 4. They've covered themselves.
Even with the HMRC evidence, your income, whatever other evidence that you might have. Subsection 4 means that you cannot, there's no recourse. In other words, they're just saying to you, you owe this amount, and that's it.
Exactly. What's concerning me at the moment is I started a tribunal with the Child Maintenance Services many, many, many months back before they took this money on my account. Now, surely the fact there's a live tribunal, I'm still waiting for a date. Surely the fact there's a live tribunal going through, they should not have took that money on my account while it's in dispute. Well, they did. So I've now started, the money they've taken out of my account, I've made a complaint to my MP, who've written to the Department of Work and Pensions. I had a phone call from the Complaints Department, and I'm sure they said they were independent to the Department of Work and Pensions, but they work for the Department of Work and Pensions. So I gave them my side of the story. Now, bearing in mind, I don't think I've mentioned this bit, back in November of 23, 2nd of November, I had a telephone conversation with a case handler. And I asked him if I could record the conversation. I've got it on my phone there. And he was happy for me to record it. And the reason I asked if I could record it is because I've had other instances where information that or conversations I've had with the Child Maintenance Services have disappeared. At one point, I was made a complaint against them. I sat on the phone for nearly 2 hours all in, explaining my complaint to this lady. I could hear her typing it up. She read it back to me. I put the complaint in. Again, months later, when I'm back on the phone, I was told to make a complaint. So they already have done. And whoever I speak to time, exact words were, well, there's no recollection of that on our system. So ever since then, I've always asked if I could record conversations. A lot of case handlers don't like doing it and have refused and even hung up on me when I've mentioned that I would like to record it.
Have you asked for their name as well? Have you said to them, I would like your name and also the name of your superior? Have you asked them that?
No, because I was a little bit flustered at the time. I never got to that ball, to be honest with you. But yes, I should have done.
More often than not, they won't tell you. They will say that I'm not obliged to tell you. But they're public servants, so they are required to give you their name and the name of their superior. Well, they often decline to give it.
The gentleman I spoke to on the 2nd of November, 2023, and I spoke to him before, and he did say, I think I've spoken to you before, because every time you're through to a different case handler. So you've not even got a dedicated case handler who can be up to date in your system. Every time it's somebody else. And I was on the phone for about 10 minutes, and I said, just go and check what the receiving parent is saying in this case. And you can see on my phone, you can hear it. I was on hold for 10 minutes. Hold music playing. He came back on the phone. His exact words were, she made the claim 1st of November 22. The 1st of December 22, he said she came on the phone, the receiving parent now, and said that everything was 50-50, including the day-to-day care. He told me this. I've got a voice recording. And that he didn't believe there was a case here. He is going to write off to the insurance company, get it all shut down. There's no case. While it's in his hands, he says, while it's in my hands, I'm a case handler, I will shut the case down. I said, what about this letter with all this back payment that I owe, supposedly? He said, it'll all get written off. You may have to dispute the first month because the claim was made 1st of November 22. She phoned in 1st of December 22 to say it was split 50-50. As far as I was aware, we were done and dusted. It was going to get closed down. You know as well as I do, it takes months for letters to come from the CMS. I left it, heard nothing. Then next thing, they're in a bank and they've taken money. I've made this complaint now through my MP. The Department of Work and Pensions Complaints Department phoned me, hour and a half on the phone, tell them the whole backstory saga to it.
Again and again and again.
Yeah. Again and again and again. They've gone off now and checked this conversation that I had with this gentleman. And apparently he gave me misleading information.
I think every now and again you come across somebody who has something about them, some kind of moral compass, and they give you information that actually is in your favour. You know, that gives you a sense that there is a ray of light, a ray of hope, because you provided information. They say, yes, that information is correct. And then they say they're going to change the case in order to fall in line with this information. Next thing you know,
I've never looked at it like that, because I've looked at it as, why would he go off and check what she's saying and then come back and make it up?